I regret nothing.
Welcome to the Running with Scissors I Regret Nothing podcast with Vince Desi, Mike J, and John Merchant.
You know, play that same bumper every time now, and it's not Vince Desi, Mike J, and John Merchant. It's, not even Vince Desi, jeez. Well, this is our 20th anniversary podcast right now, guys. Welcome back. This is a new little cast we have here. We've added Marcus Davis to the lineup. You Postal fans may know him as the voice of just about everything male in the game, except the dude.
Yeah. Tis I.
He even did the original Krotchy voice many, many years ago.
Yes.
Do it for everyone. You could say hi to everybody that way.
Hey, everybody, this is Krotchy the Clown. How y'all doing today?
There you go. So yeah, and as whoa,
Hey, what you doing?
quit screwing up our podcast, Rich. There's Rich in the
That
middle.
was my bad.
There's Rich in the middle. This is our normal cast here. We got Kurt and Rich right there. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So
Hey.
as anybody who watches our drivel may or may not know, this year's been our 20th anniversary. We've been saying that nonstop, but today is actually the 20th anniversary. So why doesn't everybody here give yourselves a hand? Yeah! 20th anniversary of Postal came out today in 1997. That was a long time ago.
It
I'm
was.
not even sure Rich
And
was
none of
old
us were
enough-
there for
I'm not even
that.
sure Rich was old enough to eat solid food back then.
I was, but close enough.
Your dad's dick does not count as solid food, Rich. Anyway, it is our 20th. and,
Flaccid food.
That's right. I'm not sure how many people listening have actually picked up the 20th anniversary edition yet, but we just started shipping them the other day, and I've seen some people say they got them on Twitter, and they all seem to love the little product we put together. So thanks in advance for anybody that's already that's about to order, and thank you to everybody that already has. The only reason we're still here today making this crap is because you guys tend to buy it, and you know, it's not unappreciated here. What is unappreciated, though, is me individually hand making these boxes one by one. So what I'm going to do to start this podcast is I'm going to show you all what I go through now, all day, every day. And while I do that, I'm going to let you guys talk amongst yourselves. Ready, go.
So,
Well, I
Marcus,
think
how
Mike
did you
needs
get
to...
involved with Postal 2?
Hold on. No. I'm going to make a box, guys. So here's the bottom. You gotta fold it. You gotta fold it. You gotta fold it. Oh, you guys have nothing to talk about. That's weird.
Yeah. No, I know Mike from the music scene here in Tucson. I was in a band, and he was a bouncer at a club, and just know him from the music scene around Tucson, and that's how I know him and how I got involved.
One day I followed him back to his car. It was,
Yep.
it was really sexual.
And it was weird, and it's been weird ever since.
Yep, no, super weird. Now we
Imagine that's how most people get to know Mike.
They follow me back to my car normally. Hey, look, the bottom of the box. It's done.
You need to hire some Hispanics down there.
There are many of them.
Get
Now,
yourself...
now I'm going to fold the platform that goes into the box. This is a...
That's quality. That's quality workmanship.
No. This is... I fucking invented this shit, bro. Like Donald Trump invented the word fake, I invented folding boxes, okay? Just
I repudiate that.
Let me tell you what. I do this because, you know, I love this product and I love these people, but man, this is some bitch work right here. All right.
Well, people are appreciating it. In the chat, Postal Ed says, we keep buying every repackage or re-release because you never try to force shit down our throats. And you guys are pure fan service. So they appreciate it.
We're not milking this product 20 years later.
No, not at all.
All right, look, the inside, it's there. All right, now I'm going to make
Wowzers in my trousers.
What did you just say?
I said wowzers in my trousers.
You are a fucking poet.
Hey,
I'm going to have a sleepover at my house one of these days, and I'm going to have a bunch of people come over, and they're just going to help me fold boxes. I'm going to pay them in, I don't know, hits off the bong, Halo Top ice cream.
Have Phil give them massages.
Phil give massages. I'll play some loud bangers at my house. All right, check that out. Top of the box is done. Now,
here we go.
I take the bottom of the box.
The chat says that we're nut ragging this product, not milking it.
Oh, we are definitely nut ragging it. Okay, see, I put this disc in here. Hooray. Now comes the tricky part, because I didn't really have the right size jizz rag when I designed these boxes. I had the wrong size one, and it fit in there no problem. Well, that's not the case with this one. This one happens to be like almost exactly a couple millimeters too big to be in this box. So it's like a fat girl wearing shorts that she doesn't quite fit in. It just goes over the, muffin tops a little bit on the box, which is a problem because that's not the last thing I got to put in here. Then I got to put in this lovely art book, which I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but it's got, all kinds of cool shit from over the years. Artwork we've had, pictures of me as a child, in-game shit, old photos of the team, and then last but not least, a current photo of everyone on the team. Isn't that pretty?
Nice.
Isn't that pretty? So this little art book goes in here. Then, and I know somebody didn't get some yesterday, and I'm sorry, I mailed it to them individually. You get a nice Postal 20th sticker, and you get a nice little Running with Scissors temporary tattoo. That goes in that box. Then I put the top on, which doesn't fit very well. This is a very tight fit. Like trying to fit it inside Rehard's little butthole. There we go. There's the 20th package. I take these little round sticky things and I seal it. Which means that, anything else that's in there, I didn't put in there.
You go through that process for every single order that everybody makes, right?
Well, when I do them in bulk, I don't do one like that. I do 20 bottoms, then 20 fillers, then 20 tops, and it's fucking mind-numbing, okay? This is not what I do. I do not do...
So everybody order as many copies of Postal XX as you possibly can.
It's Postal 20, okay? This is not the argument of the fucking iPhone X and the iPhone 10. It's Postal 20, bro, okay? Get it right. Buy this shit, okay? I bust my ass getting this thing together, and if you just watched, it's a pain in my ass to get it together, but I just did it. So
it's a nice personal touch.
Yeah, the
Very
artwork
nice.
was done by an artist that used to be with us back in the day for Postal 2 and Apocalypse Weekend. His name is Josh Leichliter, and he's back with us again, helping out with various things, including a lot of the artwork for this box. So I don't know. If you have anything nice to say to Josh, send your comments my way, and I'll share it with him. Or nudes. He likes those as well.
People in the chat are saying that they're just going to wait for another 10 years for Postal XX.
Oh, God. Like, we didn't see that one coming. Jesus fucking Christ. If you guys can't tell right now, I am also rocking this disgusting pedophile mustache. It's a little out of character for me, but I wanted to...
Suits you.
What?
That suits you.
Suits me. Go fuck yourself, Rich. I wanted to say I'm growing it for prostate cancer, actually. There's a service called the Movember Foundation, and you shave your face and you just grow out your mustache, and you post updates, and people donate money to prostate cancer. So I'm going to have one of these guys post the link in the chat. Maybe you guys can throw a couple bucks towards it. Doesn't help me. It helps, dudes with fucked up prostates. So there's our good Samaritan shit of the day.
Yeah, I'll post it.
Thank you. So yeah,
You're welcome.
well, there you go. So yeah, we released the 20th. It's going off seemingly without a hitch. It's now available. It was originally supposed to be available as of today, but we got stuff in early. Figured we'd throw it to you guys. I think we got something else in the pipe right now that's coming out in the next day or two. I think Rich can update everyone on that.
Yes. Actually, we're planning on getting it done for today, so we're timely for the anniversary. It's going to be new updates for Postal 1 on Steam, which we started recruiting that when we did the open source thing for Postal 1. We started recruiting people to voluntarily come aboard and, do a little stuff, because we felt that the Steam version of Postal 1 still wasn't quite as complete and perfect as it could be. There was still a lot of stuff that could be done. And we've come a long way since we started. There's improved mouse aiming controls. There's the Japanese levels, the original ones that are coming back. There's the Santa patch, multiplayer for LAN only, because online connectivity doesn't really work quite so well with the original game anymore, but you can have LAN parties with Postal 1 now, and a lot of other cool shit like that. So we should be pushing it out later today.
Later today, there you go. If you don't own Postal 1, get it now. It is on sale right now, actually. I believe it's 50 cents on Steam this week, and Postal Redux is somewhere around $1.30, $1.40. I don't know, in that general range, but it actually ended up nice. We ended up having Postal and its remake on sale the same week as the 20th, which was, a little unexpected, but it just happened that way. So pick it up if you haven't. I also wanted to go over what I've discussed in the past about getting free Postal 3 keys, and I get hammered with requests every day, and that's fine. But here's the rules. If you want a free Postal 3 key, you have to own every other game we make on Steam. Now, that's not some giant list. It's 4 titles: Postal 1, Postal 2, Postal 2 Paradise Lost, and Postal Redux. If you spend enough time getting those at the right time, that'll cost you a grand total of less than about $4. So, pick up those 4 products, and then hit me up. And then all you got to do is show me that you own them on Steam, make sure you've reviewed them positively, and then I'll give you a free Postal 3 key. It's like me giving you AIDS for your Steam. I will give you a free copy of AIDS if you want it. You just have to own our other shit. Or, if you really want a Postal 3 key, you could buy the 20th anniversary. It comes in that. And you'll also get AIDS that way. Yeah, so that's really your options right now. Or you could just buy it on Steam, but that would be stupid because we don't get any money from the Steam sales of Postal 3, and it's really, really shitty. So don't do that. Don't buy it. It's
literally an unfinished game.
It's a triple don't buy from me. Okay,
yeah.
Do not buy that game. You want it from me. If you want to spend money on it, spend money on our other products, and I will give you a copy. And then you will all tell me, oh, it can't be as bad as everybody says it is. No, it is. I promise you it is. Hey, I'm getting a warning that our frames are dropping. I keep getting a warning from my XSplit. Is anybody monitoring the video? Like, is it seeming to run okay?
Yeah,
Everything looks fine to me.
All right. Well, not in Skype. I mean, in the Twitch or in the Facebook.
No.
I have the Facebook stream open and it looks fine.
All right. Well, my internet here sucks at the office, so maybe it's just me. But hopefully it's at least accepting the outgoing connection. So anyway, that is, what I want to say about Postal right now. I'm not sure there's much else to talk about. Our first real topic today, it's kind of the talk of the industry right now, and I'm not really the biggest gamer of this group, so I'm gonna discuss it and see what you guys have to think about it. And it's all this drama going on over at EA with Battlefront and the seeming addiction by publishers with all these loot boxes and microtransactions and all that jazz. So someone that knows a little bit more about it can go into this.
Before we jump into that, I just want to say that when you mentioned about dropping frames on Twitch, we've had a lot of people saying, yeah, it drops out all the time, experiencing lag. Rich's face is static. Yeah, it's lagging back. It's been dropping since the start. And one person saying they can't load, but they reckon that's their Wi-Fi.
That's
I wonder if maybe running the Facebook Live is what's screwing this all up, eh?
Maybe.
Why I would be losing. Let me see something. Why don't you guys talk about something and I'll figure something out. Talk about that nonsense.
I don't know much about him. So, Rich, you know more about him?
The story is still pretty new, and I kind of haven't caught up with it completely. But I mean, what's there really to say? Loot boxes are pretty fucking annoying in general. If you bought a game for retail price and it's still trying to nickel and dime you at every given turn, then it's gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth trying to play
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, totally. I'm on the same page with you with any game that, you know, I mean, you want to get your more bang for your buck because they're already $60 to start, you know?
Yeah. There's something that me and Rich were talking about last night, but Jim Sterling, the game reviewer, and that, he was going on Twitter because there's people like sending death threats to developers and things like that because of all this loot crate stuff. There's something that, as me and Rich were talking, you can't really aim it at the developers because more often than not, it'll be the fact that the developers don't want to add them, but it's the people that's financing the game that think it's some kind of business model for them to get, well, it is a business model for them to get more money, and their hands are tied. If they want the money to develop these games that they want to make, they've got to follow the people who's offering them the money. So,
well, but there's another question here. It's obviously working, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to play devil's advocate, then on some level you can understand that if people are buying this shit and they are making money from it, you can understand why they would keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I saw some breakdown that basically said you don't even have to appeal to much of the purchased crowd with this crap to be extremely, extremely profitable. So whether or not 50 to 70% of people are pissed off by it, it doesn't take very many to monetize. So, you know, especially with a game like Battlefront where, you know, the game's $70 or $80 and then they monetize on top of that. So it's like,
yeah,
it's not like it was a free-to-play game that is monetizing afterwards. They're monetizing up front and they're jerking you later with all kinds of crap like that. I mean, the big issue was, you know, it was announced that the first hero in Battlefront was going to take, was it 40 hours of gameplay?
40 hours to get Vader.
That's fucking insane.
Or you could buy him.
Or you could buy him. But
obviously you're gonna buy him.
But they had so much backlash that they dropped it down to 10 hours. And even 10 hours is a lot of time.
Yeah, they tried to justify it by saying they want to give you a sense of achievement by playing that much to get it, and it's
But what about the purpose
bullshit
of life? Like, you're taking them away from life in general. Their actual real-life achievements are being removed by picking up stupid in-game achievements.
Aren't we all doing that right here?
Yeah, I mean...
No, I'm at work right now.
Yeah, you are.
So are you.
People watching.
Oh,
I sat and played...
People watching and the people that buy the game aren't.
I played 2 hours of video games myself this morning. I sat there for 2 hours playing Destiny 2 because you do certain raids. It takes 2 to 4 hours to complete the raid, and that's consecutive. It isn't accrued hours. You have to stay on it that whole time. So I mean, sometimes you make a commitment, but you do feel an achievement when you complete it, kind of, you know.
Well, a classic one. One of my old friends was heavily into World of Warcraft. I don't know if he still is, but he had several days of the week where he had several hours allotted where he had to be home ready for his party to go on raids. He couldn't.
Yes.
He said he couldn't do anything else. He had to be there for these raids.
I mean, I guess I used to have to be at band practice. I used to have to be at hockey practice.
Exactly. That's what I akin it to. Yeah.
Now, with the loot crate things, I don't think it's so bad if it's something cosmetic. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think you should have to pay for it. But say like with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, they have their loot boxes. It's all cosmetic. It doesn't change the gameplay at all. And you can play and earn points to unlock these things, or through Steam Marketplace, you can buy them if you want. But it doesn't change the game at all. When it's something that increases your chances of being a better player, like you have a more powerful weapon or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that puts you at a disadvantage because you didn't pay enough.
Yeah.
Then
the whole pay to win thing. So
I can get on that. I can get on that. I can get on that. All these loot boxes and stuff just make the game look better or different for you. That would be that makes a little more sense. So I guess the grand scheme here is fuck EA, right? Is that what everybody's saying right now? They had the most downvoted comment in Reddit history.
To be fair, it's been kind of like fuck EA for a long time.
Downvoted.
Yeah, we're not really breaking new ground by saying fuck EA.
No.
I'm just saying. I want to know how much is the how downvoted is the comment right now, the Reddit one.
Last time I knew it was 500,000. That was
That's
last
what it was.
night.
Yeah, it was negative 500,000. I figure it's somewhere still around there. That's pretty fucking nuts. That didn't
Somebody
take
in the
very
chat. Somebody in chat makes a good point. It's not just EA. Like anybody who does this sort of thing where they lock off pay-to-win content for retail games. Fuck anybody who does that.
Yeah. That's what
Bungie's kind of. Yeah, Bungie's kind of doing it like with Destiny too. You buy stuff, what you pay you buy this silver dust, but it's for dances, for your character to do special dances, and it's all cosmetic stuff. But people are spending a bundle on it, you know.
I mean, we can see that with GTA Online. I mean, they aren't even like choosing to release a new Grand Theft Auto game. Like, it's not even. I mean, they might be working on it, but it's been a long time. GTA 5 has been out for a long fucking time now, and
still a good game.
Oh yeah, and it's sold over 80 million units now, and they're just milking the shit out of GTAO. So
I do have some gripe with them, though. Not for me personally, but I've had one or two friends experience this where their account has been hacked, and whatever the people who's hacked the account has done, he's then received an email saying, your account is banned because of your actions. He's got in touch with them and said, this is what's happened to my account and all the rest of it. He's provided proof that he isn't able to access it and all the rest of it. And they've turned around and went, tough. If you want to play this game again, you got to buy it again. And he left it. They got back to him eventually to say, we've looked further into this. We apologize. Here's some in-game credit. Here's your account back. It took them over a year to do that. Yeah. And within a week, his account got banned for no reason. He messaged me one day and just said, I can't log in. They've banned me again. And he wasn't even given a reason.
But I mean, in theory, that could happen with anything, right? I mean...
It's just...
In theory,
it's an example of shit.
Well, that sucks. Let's move on from this because it's just annoying me. I guess my last comment on this is, as Running with Scissors, we hope to not do this to you. But at the end of the day, it's clearly not our choice. So, in the interest of fairness, I cannot say it will never happen with any Postal game ever. But we will do everything we can to make it purely cosmetic. How does that sound? Can't guarantee it.
That is our promise to you.
Yeah.
We'll try our best to fuck you as less as possible.
No. We want to fuck you. Just not like that. Okay?
They'll just use lube.
Yeah. We like to lube the butthole up. The butthole is
We'll be gentle.
The butthole is not self-lubricating unless it's covered in shit, like Rich's is, because he doesn't like to have a clean one. He still just cannot accept the concept of having a clean asshole.
This isn't even on the agenda. Please don't go into this.
No, it's the 20th anniversary podcast, and I want to talk about this because...
Buy him a bidet, Mike. You need to get him a bidet.
I don't even know if I could buy you one, in Latvia. But if I did, I feel like he wouldn't even use it. I think he's scared of water.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm scared of water.
He's a mogwai.
Listen, you wake up every morning, right? And you shower. Right?
Well, we've had this.
No, we're doing it again. We're doing it again. I am finding the fault in your logic. You wake up every morning, right?
That doesn't find any fault in my logic.
Answer the question. You wake up every morning and you shower. Okay, cool. Why?
Yes.
Because you're dirty, right? Or at least you smell, or you've been sweating all night, or maybe you know, we're balls deep in some dude's balls.
Yeah, guess what I also wash while I'm in the shower? My ass.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I mean, you have a...
So I shower my ass
I would hope
once a day.
so, because you have a shitty butt from the whole day. Now, if you had the option to just selectively spot wash your asshole right after you take a shit, why wouldn't you do that? What is the negative effect here? I don't understand.
I have a feeling of water splashing on my ass isn't really
If somebody
pleasant.
threw shit at your face, you would spot wash your face after that.
Right, but my asshole isn't covered with as much shit as you seem to think it is generally.
But it doesn't matter.
Like
But it doesn't matter.
a couple of
Just
squares
a
of
little bit.
toilet paper do a pretty
You're
good
walking
job.
around. Yeah, but you're still walking around with shit on your ass.
It depends
an
on the
asshole.
shit too. You know?
Assholes are generally pretty shit, and just they have shit coming out of them. They're going to
Yeah,
be shitty.
right.
I mean,
So why not keep them as clean as possible if you have the choice?
because it's a losing battle anyway.
There isn't. It's not a losing battle. This is easily overcome. This is a simple thing to overcome. I just don't get it. I don't get why you want to expand
What
your
I don't get is why
cleanliness.
it's such a high priority thing for you. Most of the world
Because
don't use bidets.
no, most
You're
of the
onto
world,
something there, Rich.
No, that is not true. You don't know.
Most of the world does not use bidets.
Well, I would like to see your proof.
Mike, you are a strong advocate for bidets. You did buy a friend of ours one for a wedding gift, so you are a very strong advocate for that.
I don't just talk.
He's also
a
brought
big
this up as a main topic for at least 3 of these podcasts.
Yeah, well,
Well, we know he's into buttholes, so I mean,
listen,
who isn't?
I
But
am
still.
in charge of the topics, regardless of what's written on the sheet. This is coming up. Until Rich has a bidet and he starts using it. Until Rich
think what
stops having
needs to
such a
happen-
shitty ass all the time.
I think what needs to happen is that you just need to understand that not everybody is quite as obsessed with asshole cleanliness as you are.
No, I think people are. I just think they don't grasp the concept of wiping it with a dry piece of paper is not cleaning it. It's scraping it.
It does a perfectly serviceable job.
Serviceable is the wrong word when you're talking about something that's covered in fecal matter.
Most everything you touch with your hands during the course of your day, statistically speaking, is probably going to be covered with at least a little bit of fecal matter.
And why is that?
Because fecal matter
somebody
gets
stuck
everywhere.
their hand down by their butthole when it was covered in shit. Okay? So if they used a bidet and they didn't have to put their hand down there, their hand wouldn't be covered in shit. Then they wouldn't be wiping shit on everything. It's a fucking circular problem, okay? And I can cut it off
You
at the
might-
head. What?
Like, just to ask a question,
Pinch it
Oddhead
off at the
said
head.
something. He uses wet wipes. What's your stance on that? 'Cause it's kind of a in between.
I still
Mikey-
use a wet wipe, but it's at the end. You spray, you spray, you spray, and then you use one at the end to make sure it's all gone, and then you don't flush it. You put it in the trash. It is really bad to flush wet wipes, regardless of what it says on the package. Doesn't matter if they're flushable, doesn't matter if they break up. It is bad for all septic systems, for sewer systems. Don't do it, okay? But yes, wet wipes are better than dry wipes, okay? And if you're going to use a wet wipe, you should get one knuckle deep because there's still poop in there.
I use Kleenex puffs because they're lotion in them and they're so soft on your butthole. They feel amazing. So
That's a really
It's my
expensive way to
recommendation.
wipe your ass. That should be like the very end. Like use a wet wipe, you go one knuckle
Only
deep,
the best.
and then you lotion toilet paper your ass. Or you just actually get lotion. I'll take one lotion on my asshole, please. You know what? One of these days, I'm going to have someone on who gives a shit about this.
gives a shit about shit.
No, gives a shit about bidets. All right? You're
Well,
all
I mean,
fucking
you made-
haters.
I mean, you made Vince a believer in bidets, and
Yeah.
he was on the podcast.
I've made
as well,
plenty
so-
of people believers. You are just fucking weird.
Didn't you have to buy one for Vince to convince him?
I mean, I didn't buy it for him. I just forced him
Actually-
to buy it, and then he bought another one because it was
Actually,
so dope.
actually, there was talk on a previous podcast that Mike, you promised to buy Kurt a bidet. Did that ever happen?
No, it didn't.
Rich, did you ever watch Rogue One? Did that ever happen?
So moving on to other topics.
That was literally your homework, you son of a bitch.
I didn't watch Rogue One. I'm so sorry.
Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna answer some questions now. Seem to all be coming from the Discord for the most part. The first one is from Blue Kirby, and he wants to know, and this is a question that we've asked on every single podcast, so we'll answer it one more time. Will there be a Postal 2 Redux? Maybe. It's an undertaking, to say the least. It's not a simple thing. Postal 1 Redux wasn't even a simple thing. We thought it was going to be easier than it was, and it wasn't. you motherfuckers aren't really buying it, so the odds of us jumping on another remake are probably less, because nobody really wanted Postal 1 Redux, despite the fact that it's actually pretty fucking cool. So the answer is we'd like to, but, you know, you gotta have somebody that wants to buy it. People still buy the original Postal 2 significantly more than Postal Redux. And I don't mean like 5 times more or 10 times more. It's close to 100 to 1, maybe more. So, yeah, we'd love to, but it's not on the top of my priorities right now.
Something to consider maybe for
yeah, no, it's a
someday in the
consideration. And then 10-Pin Chameleon on Discord asked, how can we regret nothing? Like, seriously, I want to know. So here's the real answer to that question. When people come up to me and they go, come on, do you really regret nothing? The answer is, fuck no. I regret lots of things, but I'm not going to list them on a fucking shirt, okay? They wouldn't fit, and there's no need to rehash the past. I don't remember all their names, but they all had some female name, and I regret them all equally, okay? There was talk at one point of us getting a shirt that said, I regret nothing with an asterisk, and then on the back, we would have the asterisk, and then just all the things you actually regret. But that's like a whole fucking undertaking, and we're not printing one-off shirts, and that would be a real shit show. So my answer is I don't. I actually do have regrets. One of them is not washing Rehard's asshole when he was within arm's reach of me, because that shit is caked on. I even brought a portable bidet with me to Germany, and he didn't even use it.
I'm sorry, you're not going to make a bidet believer out of me. I'm sorry.
Maybe this is why I don't like you.
It's probably it. We just don't have compatible assholes.
Not for me. Not for me. What about you guys? Do you guys actually regret nothing? Zero?
Oh, I regret everything, but for marketing reasons, I regret nothing.
I bet I can name your biggest regret.
Having a dirty asshole?
Yes. Very dirty.
How did I know that you were going to say that?
Well, it's just a fact. Everybody knows you're a dirty asshole. This is...
I have no regrets in regards to my asshole, actually.
Now you're lying. Now you are perjuring yourself. What about you, Kurt?
I can only think of one thing I'd say that I regret, but I also have the stance of everything I've done and experienced gets me to the point that I'm at the moment, and I wouldn't want that to be different. Not in a way that I can't predict. So in terms of that, I don't regret anything because I am an awesome part in my life. I've got a fantastic job, I've got a wife and a daughter and everything else. So why would I want that to be different?
You don't regret those lip
without
piercings?
It being predictable.
Those things on your... You don't regret those lip piercings?
Not these things.
Yeah.
No, I don't regret them one bit.
Oh, weird.
I don't regret any of the 11 piercings I currently have.
Cool. How about you, Marcus?
Oh, too many to list, and the older I get, the more they grow.
That is correct.
You know,
mustache right here. I really don't like it. I regret growing this mustache, even though I am raising money for prostate cancer. Go to the link, donate some fucking money. It's for a good cause.
I had a mustache in my senior photo in 1991, and I do regret that. I had a mullet and a mustache. So
you are a country boy. I could see that. You should go find that picture. So. Tell someone to go get that picture of you. Let's see it.
Oh, I'll find it. I've got it. So.
Next question from Tino023 off Twitter. Do we have a plan to make a new game anytime soon? Not as in the next Postal, as in anything. I believe we have hammered away on the show about how we were working on a new IP. We still are. Yeah, no, we've got a VR title in the pipe, but we've been flip-flopping. We've got some Postal stuff. We've got some new product stuff, but it's all unannounced, and we can't really talk about it. That's just the nature of the beast. Y'all will find out soon enough, and hopefully you will like it. I think they will. Everybody here's played it. All enjoyed it a little bit. Even Marcus got a chance to check our shit out. So
I liked it.
Yeah, see. How long have you been working on the new IP? Well, it's kind of been on and off, but give or take a year now. So, you know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was from Kenny MC2, who asked a buckload of questions. And the next one I think we already answered. He asked when we can expect the Postal 1 update with the Japanese maps. Rich already said we'd...
Yeah, that should be coming later today, hopefully.
Later today, see? You said you made a script for the Postal movie that got drastically changed. This happened with the Postal games too. And we're ever able to read those original scripts. Well, we didn't write a full script for the Postal movie. We actually just wrote a treatment. It was like a couple pages, and it was what we wanted to see. And I have no clue where it is, so no, nobody can read it. And yeah, what happens in the games changes too. I mean, there's a design document, and then we sort of whatever comes out comes out. So we're not going to release our design document. That's not ever going to happen. So the answer to both of your questions is go fuck yourself. Next question. Will we ever see Postal Redux on GOG? That is a good question, and the answer is probably no. We're just going with Steam for the most part right now. GOG has been a little less than receptive on our Paradise Lost update. They keep rejecting it based on we don't really know what, and we're not going to spend time fixing it when it works just fine. So if you want Paradise Lost or Postal Redux, get them on Steam. That's where all the updates go anyway, so why would you spend your money elsewhere? There's no DRM on it. I know you consider Steam DRM, but it really, really isn't. So that's that. Next question. Would RWS collaborate with New Blood Interactive and or Devolver Digital? Yeah, sure we would. Maybe we already are. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're doing both. Maybe we're doing just one. You know, Mike Wilson's a good friend of ours, and so is Dave. So who knows? Yeah. I'll answer one more question before we talk about my next topic. What can you give us about the new IP, and how is the development process going on it? The answer is I'm not going to tell you how the development process is going, and can I give you any info? No. So that was a pretty easy one to answer. Real quick, I'm going to give you an advertisement. I know I've been advertising our Krotchy dolls for a while as the last remaining ones that don't work. Well, as it turns out, they do. I found a couple boxes of them hidden away in Vince's garage, and they work again. So I'm not going to raise the price. I'm going to keep them at the broken doll price. I don't even know what that is, $8 or $10, something like that. But these ones...
Yo, kids, I'm Krotchy. Only my father and priest can touch me there.
See, they work, and yeah. So if you want to get some, throw it into an order with your 20th. I'll ship some with the 20th. Unfortunately, that voice is not Marcus. We got an actual black guy to do that voice, and you know, it gives us a little bit more street cred. So, yeah. So
a quick note that I think we could answer is in the Twitch chat by Carbonis. What's the graphical engine of our new games that we're making?
Oh,
and I think we can say safely that right now we're working exclusively with Unreal Engine 4.
That is correct. We are now using Unreal 4, which is what we use for Postal Redux, even though it doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're using that pretty much exclusively. It does a lot. It's pretty fucking powerful. And, you know, this whole team has many, many, many moons of Unreal experience in general, so it's kind of just the natural progression. My next topic is kind of just a little mini rant for me, and it's kind of something I wanted to just spread the love of, and it has nothing to do with games or entertainment in general. It just has to do with eating. Me and my wife have been using the food delivery services as of late, like HelloFresh and Plated and Blue Apron and Green Chef. And I just wanted to say that these are really, really excellent services. I'm not being paid by any of these. I'm not making any money off of this. But if you guys like to cook, or even if you don't, you should be ordering your meals from these places. You don't have to go food shopping. You get the exact right amount of ingredients. And it's like a fun little event you get to do every night with whoever, your roommate, you know, your boyfriend, your sex slave, whoever you want to cook dinner with. It's a really, you know, nice little thing. Not much more to say about it. I just figured I'd talk about it. I don't know if you guys have tried those at all. I know they have them across the world. So my my British boy Kurt or my Latvian girl Rich, you should try them out. They're
Yeah, I haven't checked into the availability of the services around here, but yeah, it's something to consider. I'm not a big
I don't know if they're available in post-Soviet countries. I really
that
don't
would be
know.
that would be the concern.
Yeah, but I do know they're available in the UK, and you know, you're a married man with a child. This would be a nice family event for you guys to all do together. So I highly recommend it.
That would be something to look into. Currently, there's very few times when me, the wife, and the daughter are all in the same place at a mealtime, to be fair. But it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah,
Not
well,
something I've crossed out.
like I said, just my little rant. I think it's really cool. We've been doing it for like the past 2 months now, and all the meals have been really good. And it's really nice not having to like figure out what to make and then figure out what I don't have in the pantry and then go shopping and buy way too much of each ingredient. So yeah, well, that was my little mini non-gaming, non-entertainment rant. The healthier side of things. So I don't know if anybody gives a shit about what I eat, but it's been a good eating experience.
Is there one of them you recommend over the other?
Well,
out of the services?
I've tried about 6 of them now, and I think my favorite was Plated, Plated.com. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try it. So I'll try that one.
I'll send you an invite. I'll send you an invite to a couple. My personal advice though is try all of them. You get half off pretty much on your first week. So sign up for one, order it, put a hold on the next few weeks, sign up for another one, and just keep doing that. Try all the different ones. They all come differently. Some of them come more organized than others. Some of them have easier recipes than others. So they're all. And then there's specific ones like Green Fresh, which allow for paleo meals or keto meals or gluten-free meals or all kinds of weird dietary ones. So Oddhead says he mostly eats microwave meals. TV dinners, he says, because of health. I remember those days back when I was living in my first apartment coming out of college. Me and my buddy Brian Goldsmith used to go weekly food shopping to the local Kmart, and we would just buy whatever we could get for $20 each, which really meant like a whole bunch of budget gourmets and soda. And that was all that was in my fridge and freezer was a ton of $1 TV dinners. And I was pretty fat back then, so I used to have to eat at least 2 of them for a meal. So God, that was a really unhealthy time. I had to drink a lot of soda and ate a lot of TV dinners.
You were fat then.
I was. I'm not exactly a twig right now. I am bordering on too heavy. So, but that's why I recently started doing CrossFit again. I'm getting back in shape. So that. So Rich, here's the next topic, which you have literally zero interest in, because for whatever reason, you've never seen a fucking Star Wars movie. And
I've seen Star Wars.
No, you're a horrible human being. No, well, that's stupid. That's retarded. They're like some of the better ones ever.
Yeah, they look okay at best.
You're passing judgment, bro.
Everybody passes judgment on everything all the time.
Okay, well, I am ordering you as your boss to watch the new Star Wars movies before the next one comes out, and you have to go see it opening weekend. That is my decree right now. And this is why, and I'm going to tell you why I am so excited for Episode 8. Now that I haven't been, because I firmly believe in Rian Johnson as a director, and I have no doubt that what he's going to put out will make me cream my jeans. But it was just announced last week that Rian Johnson has actually been given his own Star Wars trilogy in advance of his Star Wars movie coming out, which means a couple of things. One, that's why he didn't sign up to do Episode 9. Everybody was kind of wondering why, when they dropped Colin Trevorrow from doing Episode 9, that Rian Johnson wasn't the immediate pick, because all the word from behind the scenes is that Lucasfilm loves Rian Johnson, and then all of a sudden it was JJ again, which I'm totally fine with, because while I have some fundamental problems with things JJ's done, he does put a good movie together, and I'm sure he can make a quality product with the material. But when they announced that they've given Rian Johnson his own trilogy outside of the current sphere of characters on an edge of the universe that we've never seen, and with people we don't know, like that is fucking trust, man. Like,
Yeah.
I actually am quite blown away that they announced that before the movie came out. Now that clearly means that they all know that this is a fucking monster. But and it actually, maybe it's not as good, and they wanted to make it seem like it's better than it is by saying that they're giving him this trilogy. But all I know is it gives me a chub. It gives me a chub.
Who's directing the Han Solo origin movie? Do you know that?
It was Lord and Miller. They were directing it, and then they got fired, and Ron Howard took over the production.
That's what I thought. See, I was confused. That's when you said JJ, I was thinking Ron Howard. I was already thinking about that other one. Because Ron Howard's pretty huge to sign on.
He is, and it's funny because the side movies kind of were not interesting to me when they first announced them. Like, even Rogue One, like, I was kind of saying to myself, like, what the why would I give a shit about that story? Like, I know how it ends. Cool.
Yeah.
Why? And it ended up being one of the better Star Wars movies of all of them. This one, I'm sure it's going to be cool. Like, it'll be nice to see what Han was like as a kid when he was actually smuggling. But I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm not like overly excited for it like I am for Episode 8.
You're not excited to see Donald Glover drinking Colt 45s?
You know, as long as we get some like some future flashes, so we get some Billy D in there as well. Because as much as I love Donald Glover, I also love Billy D.
As well as the cool side of the pillow.
That's right. Yeah, so I actually, when Episode 8 tickets went on sale, I purchased an entire row at our theater.
I got one.
Yeah. I purchased 19 seats at our local XD recliner theater. So that's how excited me and my pals are, my nerd pals. We're all going to go see it on December 14th together.
Oh, yeah.
You got plans, Kurt? Or are you just going to see it when you can?
I'm going to have to see it when I can. Me and the wife are going to probably have to leave it like a week or two, sadly. But definitely going to go see it. There's no way I'm missing it in the cinema. So.
Good, because I know that you're a trustworthy Star Wars fan. Now you,
I'm just hoping...
Rich, the PR bitch. You cannot see Episode 8 without seeing 7 and Rogue One. And I don't say that because, like, you have to. I'm saying that because you have to, okay? Like, I'm telling you, it is now
it seems like a distinction without a
description as my co-host for this podcast that you have to see Rogue One and The Force Awakens. It is now in your best interests to see those things.
You know what? I'll go watch them, but I feel like it's just going to be an anticlimactic how much you've been telling me to do this.
Don't care.
Because after I watch them, it's probably going to be me just saying, yeah, I guess they were all right. I don't know.
I don't care as long as you can have an opinion. I would like you to have an opinion. Okay?
Fair enough.
Well, if you've seen the first 3, if you've seen the original ones too, Rogue One, you'll enjoy because it tells more of the story of those. Right. So
if you liked A New Hope, then Rogue One just gives you the fucking lead up to that.
See, that's the thing. There was already a story about that. Let's bring it back to video games since we're video game people, some of us are. There was already a video game that was really beloved among Star Wars people that told the story of who stole the plans for the Death Star, and they just retconned that for this movie.
Well,
but I mean, I already had that. Had that.
All old extended universe and old canon was decanonized.
It was, and it's a shame. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, listen, pal, okay? Just because at one point in your life you thought that some video game was your history, it is not, okay? Kyle Katarn does not matter anymore, okay? All that
matters about as much as he ever did.
Well, I'm just
my main issue with why I don't want to watch the new movies is just because Star Wars by now is so oversaturated that it's hard to maintain any kind of interest in Star Wars. I love those original 3 movies. I really do. They're fantastic, but I just can't be bothered to care about Star Wars at this point.
What are you talking about? It's oversaturated. So there's been 5 Star Wars movies in the last 15 years, okay? 15 years.
They have annual plans for Star Wars.
Now they
movies.
have
There's-
annual plans. Now they
There's
do.
so many fucking
How long
TV
did we
shows
go
now.
without a new Star Wars movie? How much time was there in between Revenge of the Sith and The Force Awakens? Tell me.
Right,
How much time?
but now we're at the opposite fucking extreme where there's just all Star Wars all the time in this
No,
short
there's
period.
not.
And
One movie a year is
Yes,
no big
there
deal. Marvel Cinematic Universe is oversaturating the market, okay? We're talking about 3-4
you think Star
movies
Wars
a-
isn't going directly in the same direction?
I hope so. I prefer the Star Wars universe to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And
I
now,
think there's
because
so
it's
much.
not
There's so much
oversaturated, but
more
it's
to
gonna
go
get to that
into.
point, and you're going to be just as sick of Star Wars then as you are now.
I
of
hope
Marvel.
so. I hope I get sick of Star Wars, because right now I'm excited for more.
Well, see, that's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't want to be sick of Star Wars, but
Here's
like
the thing. You've got this butthurt attitude because you probably hated the prequels like everybody else, and they were horrible. They are very bad, and if you watch them now, you will realize how bad they are. And the fact that we finally got 2 movies that are actually fucking
No,
good.
I have.
They're not
I-
serviceable.
I
They
have
are
no doubt.
good films, and they're
I
not
have
like
no
good
doubt in my
Star
mind
Wars
that new
films.
movies
They
are
are
infinitely better
good
than the-
films in general that happen to be about
Yes.
Star Wars. Okay, so it's a
Sure.
reason to get excited instead of being a hipster-ass hater because Disney realizes they have a fucking gold mine on their hands. And they do.
I'm not hating on Star Wars. I'm just saying I don't care. I can't watch a movie if I don't care about it.
You
Like,
can.
why would I? And
Because
there's
I'm, because
if
I'm
you're
telling
gonna
you
talk
have
about-
to. Because I'm ordering
Sure.
you.
Fair enough.
I made a
enough.
decree.
Fair
You
enough.
will see them before December 14th, and then you will do your best to see The Last Jedi immediately, whether you want to or not. And I don't want you to pay
And-
for it. I want you to sneak in.
I'm not
I
going to do
want you to
that.
risk arrest to see episode
I'm not going to
8.
risk arrest for you, Mike. No, sorry.
You son of a bitch. All right.
I actually had it the other day. I was chatting to someone in one of my streams who we brought up Star Wars, and he turned around and said, "Is it bad that I don't like Star Wars?" And I just went, "No, it's all personal opinion. Don't worry about it." He said, "Yeah, because I mean, I saw the one where they did the pod racing, and I got bored halfway through, and I don't like Star Wars." I said, "Wait. You watched the wrong fucking film."
But
And then I
that
went
one's
on a
called
massive
episode
rant.
1. But that one's called episode 1, so I needed to watch it first. Fucking idiot. George Lucas is a fucking idiot, okay? That's all I have to say about that. He made a good couple of movies. One, in fact. He made one good movie. Other people made 2 good movies. Anyway, let's get back to some questions from our fans. How much of the original Postal game's town was used to make Postal 2? I noticed some similarities, such as the bridge and the trailer park. I don't know, because I wasn't on that side of development when we were originally making Postal 2.
I'd say it's probably safe to assume that the development team probably based some ideas and some layouts on Postal 1.
There was no ostriches.
There were no ostriches. We had elephants in Postal 2, though.
That we did. And we got to throw hammers up asses of cows.
So we stepped, we leveled up from
and
ostriches.
12 years later, we got to milk those cows with an oversized breast pump. And
Yep.
I have some fucked up
It's-
ideas, I must tell you. My original idea for that was actually to get the breast pump so that you could milk Mad Cow Mike J's giant udders. Whatever. Oh well. The game was good. Buy Paradise Lost if you haven't. That shit is fucking hilarious. Will
Absolutely.
there be more
Buy
expansions
Paradise
to
Lost.
Postal 2? Well, let me tell you what. You wanted to talk about regrets? That's what I fucking regret not doing instead of fucking Postal Redux. Okay, Postal Redux is cool and it's awesome and I love it, but man, people bought so many more copies of Paradise Lost. And not that I care about money all that much because it's really not the saving grace of all that is holy. But if you want us to keep making games, sometimes you gotta fucking buy them. And Postal Redux just hasn't done that well. Which is, in retrospect, obvious because in the history of our games, Postal 1 has not nearly sold as well as Postal 2. So anything that we make that's related to Postal 1 probably just won't sell that well. Postal 2, on the other hand, is like fucking bananas no matter what we do with it, which is cool, and I like that. So, yeah, there might be another expansion of Postal 2. Who knows? And what is the future of both Postal and RWS? Well, we'll never die. We are like a really bad herpes infection. Postal, we hope it never dies. There's plenty more to go. We would like to make a streaming series for TV, another movie, another 10 games. Who fucking knows? Whatever. Maybe one day we'll actually have a comic book instead of talking about it. Mobile games. I don't know. We'll do plenty. Thoughts on the Dreamcast port teased on Twitter a while ago. I'm pretty sure they hit a hitch.
There's a bunch of people doing Dreamcast ports on their own, but we also had a team that was doing it for us directly by request, but we haven't heard from them in a while. But the guy who did it on Twitter, the tease that this question is asking about, is somebody else. And I mean, if he manages to get it running, if he works through the problems that the other people have run into so far, then more power to him. You know, I'd love to see a finished Dreamcast port in one form or another.
A finished Dreamcast port. I can't even imagine being one of the people that gives a shit about that.
I mean, I have a Dreamcast sitting right here. I'd love to.
That was a direct shot at you, Rich. It was not a direct shot at our fans. I'm glad they care, but I just don't give a shit about what you care about.
Fair enough, and I don't give a shit about what you care about.
You do, highly. All right. Next question. How do you guys feel about Hatred? Have you had a chance to play it? Yeah, of course we've all had a chance to play it. That game was made in direct relations to us. Those guys are huge fans. We hung out with them in Germany. They're fucking insane, I must say.
Oh yeah, they're a crazy bunch of guys. They are. Really.
I'm a Jew. He really hated that. He really fucking hated that I was a Jew.
Well, he commented on the podcast on YouTube to say that he doesn't hate you specifically, that you're a good Jew.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Polish guy. I'm very proud that a Pole is approval of me being Jew. Pierogi eating, fucking vodka sipping cocksuckers.
Shit's going down over there right now too. All them Catholics protesting.
Yeah,
it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, cool. Have that fun alt-right protest going down.
Good times.
Any news on the Postal Redux Linux port? There is no news about that. I'm going to tell you what. Linux and Mac make up a grand total of a little less than 5% of sales. Just a little bit less. And of that 5%, Linux makes up about 5% of the 5%. So the work that is required for us to do those ports, it's not, I don't want to call it trivial and I don't want to call it ridiculously hard, but it is enough work that we don't have the free manpower to do it right now. We're working on much more important things than some Linux port of Redux, which is also telling for the future that, you know, you're really probably going to have to get some sort of Windows setup for our games in the future. That's not to say they won't come out on Mac and Linux, because they might, but especially a game like Redux, which, you know, hasn't sold all that well on Windows, we're really not going to spend the resources to port it to a fraction of a percentage of overall sales units. So that's where it's
an unfortunate reality.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's not like we don't want everybody who wants the games to have them on their systems. It's just that realistically we can't really make that happen.
Yeah, exactly. We've always been you know, a big proponent of Linux and Mac, and we've always tried really hard. But you know, if a game's not selling, then there's absolutely no reason to port it over. And Mac, especially right now, you know, there's very limited Macs that can play Unreal 4 games. Even though newer ones are starting to be able to do it, the vast majority of systems out there just don't run new tech. So, you know, who knows? Maybe when this next product of ours comes out, things will be different, and maybe the publisher will want it. But I can't see them making a worse financial decision than we would, so who knows. Next question from Mark Carpenter. What did we think of the Postal movie? Well, we think of it enough that it is now on our Steam account. We sell it every day. It is definitely not one of the worst things that has the Postal name on it. In fact, it is significantly better than Postal 3.
It has entertainment value.
It has good entertainment value, and we've actually We've actually been watching it a lot lately, and it is well done. There's major problems with it. It's probably about 15 minutes too long. Some of the jokes drag on a little too long, and some of the jokes don't belong in there at all. But in the grand scheme, A, it was Uva's best movie by far, like not even close. And B, it was just pretty funny. I mean, there's a lot stupider, worse movies that do really, really well because people like really dumb shit. And if Uva didn't release In the Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale before Postal, then Postal may have actually done pretty well. But instead, he released that $70 million piece of garbage to a wide audience. He had over 2,000 screens, and it totally bombed. So it ended up completely ruining his theatrical exposure, and they pulled all the theaters for Postal the Movie. When all those got pulled, then the DVD orders got pulled, and it ended up selling a fraction of the amount of DVDs that were ordered prior, because when there was no theatrical release, then the stores didn't want the DVDs anymore. So, tons of money left on the table, $20 million picture, and it didn't make anywhere near that. So, what do I think about the Switch? I have no opinion because I don't have one, and I never wanted to wait in line at any of the shows we were at to play one. Does anybody here have one?
No.
No.
Has anybody played one?
No.
Nope.
There's Running with Scissors' opinion of the Switch.
I want to play that
mildly
new Mario,
interested.
though.
Yeah,
I'm
the
mildly
Mario looks
interested in
great. I know John has either wanted to get one or is in the process of getting one. He's really, really into mobile systems, and this one tickled his diddle. So maybe on our next podcast, if John, pops his head in, we'll be able to do that. Oh, you know what? I want to talk about something real quick, and I just want to throw some appreciation out there. For those that didn't know, we've been actively trying to de-index the Postal brand in Germany over the last couple of months. We had a big fan of ours. Her name is Nina. She's been working on dealing with the government with that. Today we were serendipitously told, go fuck yourself. So on our 20th anniversary, Germany basically told us no. I don't have the official response yet. All I know is it has something to do with the fact that there's pissing in the game, and they just don't want peeing in games in Germany.
Scheisse.
Yeah, they're totally cool with shit porn, but no video games with peeing, guys. So, I wanted to just say, Running with Scissors really appreciated all the work Nina did for us, and it's not her fault that it didn't happen. Germany's clearly fucked up, and yeah, there's not much we can do about it now. I mean, we can sue the country, but that's not going to happen.
We're very sympathetic to all our German fans because Germany is a pretty big country for us, like fan-wise. We have a huge fan base there, and it really sucks to think that the games that they really love they legally can't own or buy in any sanctioned way.
Yeah, it sucks. I can help you out if you get a hold of me privately. I can advise you to move, and then you can buy our games. So if you're German and you want to play Postal, let me know. We'll figure something out. We'll find you a home.
Not the same Nina who sings 99 Luftballons, eh?
No.
No. That would be a different Nina.
This Nina is
That'd be
actually
way cool.
Rich's girlfriend, Nina. She lives
Gotcha.
in Germany.
No, that's not accurate at all.
Yeah, no, she hates you like a typical girlfriend would. Or you hate her. I don't really know. I don't know. You guys threaten each other. It's sexual. I don't know.
None of that is accurate.
Assassin08 wants to know, do I sometimes read emails? What the fuck kind of question is that? I read every fucking
Never
email.
reads it.
I read every fucking email I get. And if you're sending me emails and I'm not answering them, it's probably in my spam filter. And I sure as shit don't go through my spam filter. And if your email only said, I want to play it, then I might not respond, because that is a really fucking jerk-off garbage way of asking me for a Postal 3 key. You can send me a slightly better email than that. And that's probably 1 in 3 emails I get. They are all Polish emails, and they all say, I want to play it. That's it. Isn't that fucking stupid? Who the hell would send that? Probably one guy just trying to get keys to sell.
Imagine someone writing that out and then sitting back and going, perfect.
I really thought that one through. Banement69, did you guys at RWS think that Postal 2 would set off to become a really popular game? Well, no, it's, you know, when the original Postal 2 was being made, we were just kind of trying to follow up Postal 1 since it went through all that nonsense, and we thought it would be cool to make it first person, and we really didn't think that it would have all of the issues that it did. You know, when we finally came out with Postal 2, it was very hard for us. We didn't have a publisher that was worth a shit. Nobody wanted to touch Postal 2 with a 10-foot pole, and it was all like, oh no, it's Postal. Remember what happened to Postal? And it's like, yeah, but look, fucking GTA, everybody's fucking buying these games now. Like, what's wrong with the violent games all of a sudden? And yeah, it took a while, but the game is definitely a lot bigger now than it was, and it's very surprising, and I say it every day that I cannot believe I am still paying for my meals with a game that I was selling, or that we were making when I was 20 years old. So yeah, thanks to all of you who continue to buy it and buy it for your friends and support us on Steam and our own website. It's pretty fucking humbling, and I'm sure the guys here appreciate the work that they have been able to do for it for all this time, because you know, they all came from the fan community as well. So here they are working on, I'll say, their favorite game. I don't really know if that's true. I use that as a line that my whole dev team,
for marketing reasons.
Yeah, I tell everybody that all of our guys are just such huge Postal fans, and now they get to work on their favorite game. See? They all believe that, too. Let's go back to our next topic. And this is kind of our wrap-up of what you guys have seen and watched and played recently. But as far as movies go, I mean, I've only seen Blade Runner recently, and fuck, it was amazing. I don't know if you guys have seen the original movie. I did not love the original movie. I think it's okay. I thought it was really slow, really dull, but it had a good ambiance. This new one was fucking amazing. Did anybody else see it?
I want to, but it looks long. I'm intimidated by the length.
It is. It's very long. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it does not feel like it. It actually moved. And when you really think back on it, you're like, it's not like a whole lot happened. Like, it wasn't like the most action-packed movie ever, but it just kept moving, and it didn't feel like a chore. It was really, really, really well done. I would highly recommend seeing it.
I have the flip opinion of yourself. I really enjoyed the new one, but I preferred the first one. But I do encourage people to go see the new one, because it is really, really good. But when you say about the fact it doesn't feel slow, I personally felt that it was slow in some places. I think they could have lost some of the time. What I felt it was that they wanted to stay true to the style of the original film, with it being quite a slow-paced story, and I think they kind of overdid it a little bit. But I don't think it makes you like hate the film or anything like that. It certainly didn't make me. I also
didn't see the final cut of Blade Runner. I only saw the original cut of Blade Runner, which is notoriously the worst one. So yeah. I don't know if I've seen the right version.
I've only seen the final cut, so I can't say.
Well, I planned on seeing 2049 again, and what I was going to do was I was going to sit through the final cut first. Give myself a nice 5 hours of fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah. I went with my cousin, who was really excited to go see it. We sat there, watched it all the way through, and I turned to her afterwards and said, "What do you think about it?" She went, "That was really slow. I started getting really bored in it." So, really? So it was really in fitting with the style of the original film. She went, "Yeah, I haven't seen that."
Oh.
Well, because they could have done that in an hour. I said, "Yeah, but it wouldn't be Blade Runner."
I mean, you had to understand that it's like futuristic film noir. Like, that's just kind of what it is. So, I mean, yes, it was definitely slow, but I actually just felt the original was slower. So,
fair enough.
Whatever.
I like both of them, and I do encourage everyone to go see both of them. So
I'm gonna go. I just haven't yet. I did see Thor. Thor Ragnarok was amazing. That I highly recommend that. The first two Thor movies were, not very good, honestly, in my opinion. But this one, it was so funny and good. I loved it. So really good. Anybody else seen it?
I've missed that so far.
I've been overloaded with Marvel Cinematic movies, so I have yet to see this one, and I do want to see it because it did look like one of the better ones. So
It is good, and it opens the door to bring in some other Marvel characters like Beta Ray Bill and some of the other people in the Marvel universe that we haven't seen before in the film. So it's nice to know that that might happen.
is it just
As a
so
Marvel
amazing because Dr. Ian Malcolm is in it?
No, no, there's some Hulk nudity in it, so that's probably why it's the most amazing.
Some green dick?
About Yoda-sized penis. His penis looked like Yoda.
Nice. Did you just ruin the movie for me? Where is that dog barking coming from?
Oh, that's my dog. Hang on. Shut up.
We at Running with Scissors do not condone the physical abuse of animals. So, yeah, TV shows that have come out recently. Obviously, I would hope some of these people have seen Stranger Things. Marcus, you've probably watched it.
Oh, yes. I've already watched the second season twice because I like it that much. Being an 80s kid, you know, you really relate to it. So
I agree. Did any of you see it?
No.
Why do I continually ask you guys if you've seen any forms of media when it's obvious that you have not?
BoJack Horseman is a TV show I've been watching.
I like that too.
Well, if you're
BoJack
into
Horseman.
animated shows, then you need to watch Big Mouth. Okay?
Yes.
That
Yes.
is
I've not heard of Big Mouth.
fucking insane. It's a new Netflix
John Mulaney.
show. It's with John Mulaney and Nick Kroll, and it is about 12-year-old boys going through puberty, and it will make you fall out of your chair laughing. It is so fucking funny.
It is.
I actually finally got Netflix after our last podcast, and per your request, I started watching Ozark. I watched the pilot episode of Ozark, really enjoyed it, and then found I didn't really have time to sit down with Netflix for about 3 weeks. And then there was just one day where I went, I can watch Rick and Morty now. So I've caught up on all of Rick and Morty. I've got up to date on Archer. So now it's things like Stranger Things, Ozark, and all that. I need to catch up.
Mindhunters too. You need to watch on Netflix.
I've not heard of that one.
It's a drama about the two guys at the FBI that started the serial killer unit, like doing behavioral sciences on serial killers. It's directed by David Fincher, so it's very, very well done.
Fincher? Is it David Finch or David Fincher? I can't remember.
Fight Club.
Yeah. I can't imagine him doing a TV show because he's notorious for doing like 100 takes for everything.
Well,
so it's got to be a nightmare doing a TV show.
It is an awesome, awesome show. And other than that, Mr. Robot's back on right now, and holy fuck, this new season is epic. This last week's episode of that show, oh man, it is possibly one of the best hours of TV I've seen in a long fucking time. And I rewatched it the other day on Demand, and on On Demand there's no commercials, and it was just one continuous shot for an hour, and it was super fucking intense, and I guarantee this episode will be nominated for an Emmy. It was just so good. Are you caught up on the show, Rich?
No, not yet, but I did, like I told you before, I've watched the first season of Mr. Robot. And I really, really do like the show from what I've seen, and
I've been telling Marcus to watch this shit for a long time.
I'll start today. I will watch an episode.
You know who has more free time than anyone here? Marcus Davis. Watch the fucking show already, pal.
Just because I have a sugar mama.
There you go, then.
Yeah, so those are what I've watched, and you know what, I saw It too. I saw the movie It.
I want to see that. That looks good.
It was good. It was really good. It was my wife hated it. She thought it was fucking stupid. But I thought it was really well acted. I thought it was really nice that it was extremely funny. Oh, there was a question. I didn't even see that. You just deleted a question about it.
That's because it says, is it too late to talk about the new IT? Oh,
I didn't even see that.
There you go, then.
Yeah. No, it was great. You know, what's his name? Skarsgård. He was really, really good. And I've gone back and watched some of the old It recently, and I'm just like, God, this is garbage.
Yeah, but Tim Curry's good. I like Tim
I
Curry.
agree, and I was terrified
original's
of that
much
movie.
campier
I was
and
terrified when I
weirder.
was a little kid of that shit. But when I watched this, I was like, well, that was probably scary, but I thought it was fucking hilarious and just really well done. It was like watching kind of like Stranger Things if it was a little funnier and a little bit more of a horror. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I haven't played any games lately. Well, no, I'm wrong. I played, for 20 minutes, I played Fortnite. I played one round. Cool. It was
And
cool.
how did that treat you?
It was cool.
That's all I've played of Fortnite myself.
Yeah.
When people started going nuts on it, I went to check it out. Played one game, I came 5th. I think it was, and I just haven't got around to playing it since.
Yeah, I got stuck in. I
was
got
alright.
stuck in one of the waves, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I somehow got out of it without dying, and then I died, and then I didn't play anymore.
I did play a new game recently, a scroller called Sundered. Have you heard of Sundered?
I've heard of it, yeah, but I didn't play
I
it.
highly recommend it. If you like old-time scroll games, it's killer. It was so me and my girlfriend sat down and played it from beginning to end nonstop. It was amazing. So
Okay.
I recommend it. It's all hand-drawn art in the game. It's really amazing.
Nice,
All right.
nice. A couple more
Cuphead. I need to play
questions
Cuphead
before
or
we
something.
bolt the fuck out
Cuphead
of
as
here.
well. That's on my list.
Cuphead.
too.
I was gonna get that,
Yeah.
but I was advised against it because people know how limited my my patience is for video games, and it is supposedly
Yeah.
ridiculously
Super
hard.
hard.
It is
And,
pretty brutal.
Yeah, and I know that if it's like super hard for out the gate, I'm just gonna stop playing it. Plus, I don't think they need my money. They sold way too many fucking copies of that game already. So good for
Yeah,
them.
they're not in trouble at all at this
No,
point.
me not buying it's not going to fuck them. Rel Rock wants to know, would Running with Scissors ever sell the IP rights to Postal to some other gaming company? Like to continue the legacy the right way? The answer is, of course, yes. We would, of course, sell Postal. There is no time in life where everything you do is not potentially for sale for the right price. If someone came up to us and said, "We'll give you $100 million for the rights to Postal," like you just can't say no to that. Like, who the fuck would say no to that? But no, we're not actively looking to sell the rights. Now, licensing the rights is a whole different story. That's always a topic. I mean, while we are obviously more inclined these days to develop in-house because we have a good team and everybody's in on it and doing a great job, it's not something we're
That and
actively-
how bad licensing it out has went in the past.
Yeah, but you can't assume that would happen again. We probably wouldn't go the skeezy Russian route, but yeah, it could happen. We're not actively looking for it, but there may be another scenario where we license out the postal rights, and it would definitely be done in a different mode. Shizbricker, you should have put Hatred in your 20th anniversary box instead of Postal 3. Do I agree? No, I do not agree. Hatred is not a Running with Scissors title. It is not Postal. It is not our game. And while I could also say the exact same things about Postal 3, it's called Postal 3. Therefore, it deserved to be in the box. And just so you all know, we are paying ourselves for each key for Postal 3 to be in there. So despite the fact that we hate it, despite the fact that we don't really think it lives up to anything that we made, we still wanted it to be part of our history because at the end of the day, it is part of our history regardless of whether we like it or not. That's also what we did with Postal the movie. These are things we didn't make. We can't just throw them in there. Everything else that's in there, we just, they're our games. So Postal 3, we're paying for each key to be in there. So, whether you hate it or not, which you will, because I guarantee you, I've told you it's AIDS for your Steam account. We're paying for your AIDS, so no problem there.
Yeah, Postal 3, it's an abortion, but to some extent, at the very least, it is our abortion.
Right,
So.
and I would always pay for someone else's abortion. I just got a comment from Nina. She said, Rehards needs to cut his fucking hair. And I agree. There are plenty of people out there that can't grow hair or they lose hair because of chemotherapy. And I think you should donate your mop to Locks of Love. That's what I think.
I did cut my hair. It is significantly shorter than last time you saw it.
Nah, bruh. It's not the 80s anymore. You're not in a fucking glam rock band. Get rid of your hair. The guy sitting next to you, Marcus, that guy used to have long hair.
Yes. You know what, though? I would still have long hair if I could, so.
See, that's what I always say about my hair. I'm going to wear it long as I can wear it long.
Rock it, brother.
I mean, you don't have to shave your head. You could just donate it to people who need it, and then grow it out.
Just don't put it in a, and don't do the man bun.
No, God, no, never.
And here's your next decree for the next Running with Scissors podcast. You will have a man bun for the next podcast, and you will shave your beard and mustache into a Hitler mustache.
Sure, we'll see about that.
Well, you don't have to be on the podcast. That's fine. Our last question comes from Gamers Eat Chris. He wants to know, what is the deal with the long-dead Whiptail Interactive? The answer is, who gives a fuck? The guy that was domestically in charge of Whiptail was a pedophile. And I'm not saying that like I'm just insulting him that he liked kids. He like supposedly really did like predatorily go after children in the warehouse or the factory that they made games. So who gives a fuck where Whiptail is? A couple of the partners from across the ocean were pretty cool guys, but they were a piece of shit. That was a wasted deal. It wasn't until we got Share the Pain in with Tri-Synergy that units were actually moved well, and we got into Best Buy and all that. So Tri-Synergy, love those guys, still friends of ours. Whiptail can suck my 14-year-old dick, okay? Fuck that company. That was fucking garbage. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for today. If anybody has anything else they want to say, now is the time.
I forgot to give shout-outs to everybody who contributed and has been working on the Postal 1 updates. So,
go for it. Yeah.
Declan, Sebastian, Daniel, Kyle, Michael, and who else? Etia. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody else. You guys, I'm really proud of you. You did really fantastic work, and I hope we get to continue doing great work in the future. We still have plans to do a tool set for Postal 1 that allows you to create custom levels completely from scratch, which is something that the original never allowed you to do. There was a level editor where you could modify existing ones but not create new ones, and now we have the tool set available for creating brand new levels from scratch. But it's not going to be ready today, but we are going to push it in a later update. So yeah, great work on that, guys. Really, really good stuff.
Agreed. Thank you, guys. All the help that anyone gives us for our stuff is pretty fucking well appreciated here. You know, we would love to be able to pay everybody a salary, but that's not realistic. We are a very small company that has been fighting to stay in business, and we've outlived a lot of other companies, and somehow we've made it to 20 years, and here's to the next 10 years. I mean, really. Thanks a lot.
Well, looking forward to Postal XXX.
XXX coming to a computer near you. I want to thank Marcus Davis, who, if you guys don't know, he does most of the male audio for the Postal games outside of the dude. He also did the original Krotchy. I want to thank him for coming on. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun.
Yeah, and Kurt, you know, as always, fucking find some free time to watch some shows so we can actually have a discussion about them. I'm glad we actually got to talk about Blade Runner, and I wasn't the only person that saw it. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. Happy 20th anniversary to us. Donate to my Movember. Prostate cancer needs your help. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We regret nothing.
All right. Peace out.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.
And only the same song that fades.